Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Bick, back at it again. You guys seemed to like the last video, so I'm going to give you some more of my thoughts on the state of the Battlefront community and some of the recent developments. That being said, I gotta take a minute again to thank my sponsors, or our sponsors, The Lost Celestian, Assassinate, Merciless Robin, Callan Webb, and The Emperor's Watch. Guys, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. And if you're watching this, make sure to check out their channel. They have some great content. So definitely check them out. And also Krisu Gaming, who's been pretty supportive in the streams lately. Thanks a lot, Krisu. And, you know, our mods, Rogue Jedi, Disney, and even Darth Pancake's been pretty helpful. So thanks a lot, guys, for all your support. The topic today is fake news in the Star Wars community. I woke up the day after we got the bad news and I turned on YouTube and I was pretty excited with what I saw. I saw that we were getting some new Clone Wars content. Until I actually watched the video, I think the first video I watched was Silo, but there are definitely a lot of people covering this. And I realized that this was all based off of a supposed leak on Reddit, and we can talk about the credibility of it all day, but I just find it really hilarious how rather than talking about the issue, which is the fact that we're getting more recycled crap content, some of these supposed insiders were going crazy over this leak, who honestly we have no idea who wrote it. Could just be bullshit. It probably is just bullshit. And a lot of them were really presenting it as if it was fact. I mean, they were sure to say that it was you know, a leaked source, but let's remember what this really is. It's a post on Reddit. It could be anybody. And just because some of the things he said might have been right in the past doesn't necessarily mean that this is even worth covering. And in my opinion, it's not worth covering. And I think there's something a little bit more nefarious at play here, which is why I call them the Star Wars fake news, because as I said earlier, rather than focusing on the real issue, they're trying to get your attention over here to this shiny new Clone Wars content, which you're probably never going to get. And if we do get it, I mean, I'll be the first one to admit I'm wrong. But rather than focus on the issue at hand, they would rather build up hype about some fake news. You know, more news about news. Talk is cheap, guys. When I see some real content, then maybe I'll get excited. But in the meantime, I would just recommend you guys be careful, be wary about where you're getting your news from in regards to this game. Don't buy the hype. Don't buy the fake news, because you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. You're when the Clone Wars content doesn't come, you know, I'll try not to say I told you so. Also, I want to touch a bit more on the political side of things, because I did bring up the boycott in the last video, and Hello Greedo actually did a really good video on politics and Star Wars, and he made some really great points that I hadn't necessarily considered as far as politics in Star Wars, and that it's not necessarily a new thing, which I agree with. I definitely suggest you guys check out that video. He did a pretty good job. I was really interested in reading about Nixon and how he relates to the Emperor Palpatine. I kind of wonder when the Star Wars community sort of devolved into all this infighting on political lines. If you don't like the movie, like Hello Greedo says, then, you know, that's fine. But the fact that we're like fighting about some of the politics and messages in the movie, it's, you know, it's not the greatest reason to, it's not a good criticism of the film. If the movie's good, it'll stand on its own as a good film, and if it's not, then it won't. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the politics being pushed in the new Star Wars films, but with that being said, you know, art is supposed to sort of, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. These politics and things are going to always influence the creators of the content, and it's good to be challenged sometimes. So I think that these are some important things to consider, especially I know there's been a lot of talk about this boycott. I'm not really sure what the motivations are behind that, but as far as boycotting goes, it's important to remember that there is a huge industry surrounding Star Wars, and people's jobs are at risk. And um, I still think that you can use your dollars however you want, and if you don't want to support it anymore, then you shouldn't. That's great. But when you watch these videos again, just keep in mind, try to keep a critical mind. Coming back to Star Wars Battlefront 2, try to keep a critical mind, because um, often these people are not completely transparent with what their motivations are. So that's my advice for you guys in this video. I don't know, am I right, am I wrong? You can let me know in the comments below. I might be a little crazy, I might be on the ball, I don't know, but one thing I know for sure is that I'll see you guys again in another video. Bye now.